You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 19th of September. Things will improve sooner in India-US ties, says New Jersey governor. Trump says US seeking control of Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. And Bangladesh Islamist Party rallies to demand fair elections. And now for all the details. United States New Jersey Governor Philip D. Murphy on Friday voiced optimism about India-US ties despite recent strains over tariffs, student mobility and visa issues. Speaking at the Public Affairs Forum of India's 12th Annual Forum, he said improvements are expected sooner rather than later. Murphy invited Indian businesses to invest in New Jersey, noting the state's new pro-manufacturing incentives. He said if the tariff situation improves, visa issues will likely ease too. Murphy stressed the importance of maintaining multilateral frameworks and warned tariffs drive inflation. His remarks come as Washington imposes steep duties on Indian imports tied to Russian oil purchases, alongside proposed US visa policy changes that could limit student and exchange visitor stays. Earlier on Thursday, India's chief economic advisor V. Anantha Nageshwaran also said the US may soon scrap the penal import tariff on Indian goods and also cut reciprocal tariff to 10 to 15% from the existing 25%. And while interacting with the veterans of the 1965 war with Pakistan, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Friday noted that India has not been fortunate with its neighbours, but it has shaped its own destiny. Singh hailed the war veterans for their bravery and sacrifice, saying, "I was wondering what is the feeling that inspires us to sacrifice everything. The feeling of self-respect is the greatest feeling. We will not allow the integrity of the country to be compromised in any way," he added. Rajnath Singh also lauded former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri for his decisive decisions during the war and also lauded PM Modi for Operation Sindoor. That incident leaves us heavy-hearted and filled with anger, but it didn't break our morale. Our Prime Minister took a pledge and we have demonstrated for decades that victory has become our habit, one we must maintain, he said during the event. The Indo-Pak War, which began on September 6, 1965, concluded with the signing of the Tashkent Agreement on January 10, 1966.
हम सब जानते हैं कि आजादी के बाद से ही एक राष्ट्र के रूप में भारत अपने पड़ोसियों के मामले में उतना भाग्यशाली नहीं रहा है। आज भी भाग्यशाली नहीं है। हमेशा हमारे समक्ष किसी न किसी तरह की चुनौतियां आई हैं, लेकिन हम भारतवासियों की यह विशेषता है कि हम इन चुनौतियों को प्रारब्ध मानकर नहीं बैठ गए। हमने मेहनत की और अपने प्रारब्ध का निर्णय, अपने भाग्य का निर्णय, अपनी नीयत का निर्माण हमने खुद किया। इसका एक उदाहरण हमें ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान भी देखने को मिला है।
Moving on, winter has set in across Gilgit-Baltistan, where families displaced by August floods are still living in tents. Survivors are battling harsh conditions and are calling for urgent government help. We have a report.
As winter sets in Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, families displaced by the August floods in Taladaz in Ghizer district remain stranded in makeshift tents. The floods submerged homes and farmland, devastating 225 households and damaging 565 more. Social workers said crops, orchards, roads, and other infrastructure were badly hit, and families are left to struggle in tents through the extreme weather.
बहुत सारे लोगों के बागात और मक्का की फसल और गंदम की फसल और उनकी बागात बहुत सारा डैमेज हो गया है और 11 घंटा दरिया गीज़र ये सैलाब की वजह से रुक गया था। उसके बाद स्पिलवे खुल गया तो ये झील 6 किलोमीटर तकरीबन हाकिस्थिंगी तक ये झील मसनूई झील बना है।
उनके अलावा यहाँ पे उनके जो घर यहाँ पे डैमेज हुए हैं उनके लिए एक टेंट निज़ाम किया है, पूरी टेंट निज़ाम यहाँ पे जो है वो भी आगे एक दाह से गैराबाद ज़मीन है, वहाँ पे बहुत गर्मी है, लोगों के लिए बहुत मुश्किलात है। वहाँ पे रहना मुमकिन तो नहीं, लेकिन मजबूरी है लोगों की, वो वहाँ पे रह रहे हैं। असल मसला है कि हम जो बात करें तो यहाँ पे लोगों के लिए पीने का पानी बहुत बड़ा इशू है।
With tents unfit for freezing weather, survivors say shelter is their biggest need. Without government help, the crisis risks turning into a struggle for survival this winter.
During a joint news conference with the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, US President Donald Trump said that the United States is trying to get back the Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. A historic Soviet-built airstrip, the Bagram Air Base was the main base for the American forces in the country following the September 11, 2001 attacks up until the US 2021 withdrawal that led to a takeover by the Taliban. We were going to leave Afghanistan, but we were going to leave it with strength and dignity, and we were going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world, Trump said. He has repeatedly indicated that he would have kept control of the airbase given its strategic importance near the border between Afghanistan and China. Trump has already called the decision to withdraw the troops from the airbase the most embarrassing movement in the history of the country. Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan is currently under the control of the Taliban government. Meanwhile, current and former US officials say that Trump's goal of reoccupying the airbase might end up looking like a re-invasion of the country, requiring more than 10,000 troops, as well as deployment of advanced air defenses, a Reuters report indicated.
They just went through the Afghanistan total disaster for no reason whatsoever. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. And we're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons.
And supporters of Jamaat-e-Islami, the largest Islamist party in Bangladesh, rallied on Dhaka street demanding fair and timely national elections. The supporters at the rally urged the interim government to ensure a level playing field for all political parties. The two-day program by the party also called on for action against former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her government over crimes committed during the student-led uprising last year. Jamaat-e-Islami has a controversial history in Bangladesh. It was accused of collaborating with Pakistan during Bangladesh 1971 independence war. Jamaat was banned in Bangladesh during Hasina's tenure. Several leaders of the party were convicted and executed by war crime tribunals. The general elections in Bangladesh are scheduled to be held in February after the unrest that forced Hasina from power after nearly 16 years in office and into exile in India. Other Islamist parties are also scheduled to hold similar rallies across the country. And Vishwakarma Puja celebrations concluded in Nepal on Thursday with devotees immersing idols of Lord Vishwakarma in water bodies. Dozens of idols of Lord Vishwakarma, god of architecture and artisans, were brought to the river shores as devotees performed rituals, asked for forgiveness and immersed the idols, bidding them farewell. Vishwakarma Puja is regarded as a resolution time for workers and craftsmen to increase productivity and gain divine inspiration for creating good products. All the vehicles and factory machineries are worshipped. The festival is also associated with the custom of flying kites. This occasion, in a way, also marks the start of the festive season that lasts till Diwali. In Hindu mythology, Lord Vishwakarma is revered as the divine architect, believed to have created magnificent cities, palaces, and even flying chariots for the gods and goddesses. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.